Imagine a classroom filled with young South Korean children, eyes wide with the anticipation of learning something new. Today's lesson is phonics, a method of teaching English based on the sounds of letters and combinations. The teacher pronounces cat, emphasizing each phoneme /k/a/t/. The children, eager to please, attempt to replicate the sounds, but with varying degrees of success. It's a scene repeated across South Korea, where English language proficiency is considered a vital skill. However, is phonics the best method for these young learners? Or does it clash with their native linguistic structures? This essay dives into the controversial use of phonics as a primary method for teaching English in South Korea, especially among children, the linguistic challenge. Korean versus English structures. Phonics, fundamentally, is built on the principles of segmenting and blending the sounds of the English language. In contrast, Korean is characterized by its agglutinative nature, where morphemes, the smallest units of meaning, are piled up in a logical sequence, and its syllable structure is quite rigid. For Korean children, this difference in linguistic frameworks can make the phonics learning curve steeper and less intuitive. Moreover, the phonemic inventory, sounds used in the languages, are vastly different. Korean has fewer vowel and consonant sounds compared to English, and some English sounds do not even exist in Korean. This phonetic disparity not only makes English pronunciation hard, but also makes the learning of phonics fundamentally confusing for early learners as they try to map unfamiliar sounds to familiar letters. The insistence on phonics can lead to mispronunciation and frustration. When children struggle to produce sounds that are not native to their language, the process becomes less about language acquisition and more about overcoming physical constraints in sound production. Cognitive considerations. The child's learning process. Children develop language skills through a variety of cognitive processes that include mimicking, recognizing patterns, and applying rules. Phonics emphasizes decoding and encoding phonemes, which requires analytical skills that might not align with the holistic way through which children initially acquire languages. Cognitive development. Theories suggest that children learn languages best when the methods align with their natural development of understanding the world. Given that Korean children typically learn their mother tongue through immersion and context, rather than through the decoding of sounds, the phonics strategy might not only be unnatural, but also cognitively taxing, potentially leading to lower motivation and interest in learning. Further, the script reliance differs greatly. Korean Hangul is an alphabetic system where blocks of syllables are formed, and the shape of each block gives visual cues about the sounds. This is not the case in English, and the disconnect can lead to cognitive dissonance as learners try to reconcile these differences. Cultural and educational systems in South Korea are quite unique. Education here is highly competitive, with a strong emphasis on English proficiency as a critical component of academic and career success. This societal pressure can lead parents and educators to favor methods that promise rapid learning, such as phonics, despite potential mismatches with learning styles. In a cultural context where rote learning and memorization are prevalent, phonics might be seen as a straightforward, almost mechanical method to master English. However, this approach might neglect the communicative and interactive aspects of language learning that are essential for true linguistic competence. Moreover, the educational policies and curriculum are often influenced by trends and economic demands rather than pedagogic suitability, adding another layer of complexity to the choice of instructional methods. Given the challenges posed by phonics, exploring alternative English language teaching methods that are more in sync with cognitive and linguistic realities of Korean children is vital. Approaches such as whole language, immersion, and communicative language teaching focus more on meaning, context, and interaction, which could offer a more natural and engaging learning experience for South Korean children. Organizations and educators should consider these alternatives as potentially more effective options. Training programs on these methods could be developed, along with incorporating more multimedia and interaction-based learning resources. In conclusion, while phonics offers certain advantages, its application in South Korea should be thoughtfully considered, keeping in mind the unique linguistic, cognitive, and cultural context of the learners. A shift towards more holistic and engaging methods could greatly enhance the English learning experience and outcomes for Korean children.